Hey, it's Tauri, and welcome to this collaboration between FYM Media Productions and myself. I hope you enjoy. So today, as you can see, we have a very special guest on the channel. Please welcome FYM Is it Productions Media? I always get it like Media Productions or Productions Media. I always get it mixed up.
Yeah, thanks, Tori. Yeah, I did recently change it to Productions Media so I can sort of, if I do anything more than reactions, it's sort of like, oh, that's not a reaction, that's
Right.
something else.
So it can fall under everything. But anyway, we have FYM here on the channel today. I thought we would introduce him to some Epica. Now, he has never heard Epica before. And I'll give you a little bit of background because I know you don't particularly like going in blind. You do enjoy a little bit of background, unlike me.
A little bit.
Yeah, but they are a symphonic metal band. They are from the Netherlands. They do have a female lead vocalist, but they also have a male vocalist, which I'm not going to go into what kind of style he does because I think that'll spoil it for you.
Okay.
And the song we're going to do today, I wasn't going to do this one, but I feel like it displays pretty much everything they're about in one song. It is a 10-minute song.
So good.
Yeah, and it's a live one from the Zenith in Paris. This is Consign To Oblivion. And I was going to go with a favorite of mine, but like it was really, really hard for me to choose something because for me, Epica are one of my favorite bands. I found them in 2004 when I was like 16. So they've been with me on this journey for the whole time. And there's not one song that I don't like from them. You know, I have all their albums on my Spotify. I have a bunch of merch tees and all of that stuff. You know, when you really get into a band and you collect everything. So I'm really excited for you to hear this. I've been excited since we decided to talk about doing a collaboration and for you to get into them. So how are you feeling?
I'm totally down for it. It's funny because, like, I mean, I've always been familiar of the band name, but then ever since I discovered your channel, then we started, like, chatting more about stuff that wasn't just a collab, just like hanging out and stuff. Then suddenly it was like, oh, Tori is basically Miss Epica because I always familiar with like seeing the t-shirt. I remember thinking I'm probably gonna have to check this out at some point. And then obviously I've been in your last couple of live streams, and then when we mentioned that I'd never heard it, I could just, even though I only see it in text, I could just in my mind I could hear everyone being like, oh my god, what on earth has he been doing all his life? So then we were like, right, we need to do it today, don't we?
Yeah. So like I said, I am so excited for you to hear this. And yeah, without further ado, let's dive right in and we'll check this song out together. Of course, obviously, you guys know I know this, so this is more for FYM than it is for me. But yeah, let's get into it.
The last song for tonight. But you know, we always come back to Paris. Because we love Paris. Last song for tonight. Everybody, you know
it's always good because you always get to see, obviously, band in its true form in a live performance.
To create the wall of Epica.
Hey?
Oh yeah, that looks good. Later on, I'll count down from 3 before we go, alright? First, hold! Hold! Hold!
Literally no idea what I'm in for. But the fact that there's a circle pit opening already, I'm like... Nothing like I expected.
So before Simone comes in, what are your initial thoughts?
Like, I'm loving this so far. I mean, I can see why they're called Epica for a start, and I knew something is about to happen because you've already got. I can't ever recall seeing a symphonic band and having like a pit open quite like that, you know. So I honestly have
Yes.
no idea what on earth is going to be coming. But my initial thoughts, as soon as like the riffs come in with the drums, I was like, "Yep, I think I'm going to enjoy this."
Yeah, because at the beginning she's like, open up for the wall of Epica. It's, the wall of death where everybody like runs together. Have you ever been in a mosh pit or anything like that?
Yes, I have. I think the craziest thing. I mean, I think the two that pop to mind. I was in the pit for the world record of the circle pit, which was Devil Driver at one of the download festivals, and another time would be when the first time I saw Hacktivist, I decided to get onto the stage and I stage dived, which was just so stupid, but I didn't get hurt, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm like 5'2". I am too short for that, so I've never done it. I've always like stood on the outskirts or had like whoever I'm with at that time, because they're obviously taller than me, they're stood behind me and I'm like, protect me. All right, let's get back into this.
Digging the male vocals there. Female vocals are great as well. I think I'm going to have to ease into those a little bit though.
So you were saying about Simone's vocals, because she does do operatic vocals, but she isn't all opera. You'll see in this she does have a range in it, and she's very versatile in her styles. But what I love about Epica is that the contrast between them both, between Mark, who is the male growls, and then Simone with her vocals. How are you feeling about it?
It's one that I need to try and remain quite open to. Generally speaking, to be perfectly honest, when I normally hear a vocal like that, I'm like, ugh. But
Yeah.
on this particular one, I don't know what it is. I don't know, how high up or whatever it is that she's going, but it's at a level that I can quite enjoy, because there's a certain level it can go to, and I think sometimes when people are able to sing in that particular way, it's like, oh, I know I can take it to 100, so they will take it to 100. But I don't feel like she's done that. I think she's just doing it the way that complements the song in this particular part that we're in right now.
Yeah, and when I first discovered them, I found them via Nightwish first, and Nightwish at that time had a very operatic vocalist. Because I was 15, I was so embarrassed to listen to them, like,
Really?
over speakers, just because of that opera singer, because, kids are mean.
Yeah.
You get bullied for having different musical tastes, and it took me a long time to get over that, and now I'm just like, here, listen to this, it's amazing, I love it. But I do understand that if you're not used to this kind of stuff, it will take a little bit of time, but I think by the end of the song, you're going to be like, I need more.
I'm enjoying it.
All right, let's get back into it.
That's really nice. I love how he's just like holding a mic. It's like, oh.
I've always been delayed, so I've always come too late.
So that is one thing I do love about Epica is their stage presence and how well they get on together. Like you see Simone here, I think you pronounce it Cone or something like that. It's spelled Coen. So it's one of those Dutch names where you're like, I'm sorry, I'm butchering it, but you know, and she's just like, here, sing this part and go along with Mark, and he's just doing it and having a great time, like you said.
It's amazing as well that obviously through what he's playing, I mean, I always think the exact same whenever you see a drummer that's doing vocals as well, because the way that they're playing and the rhythm, what they are singing is completely different. And I've got so much respect for anyone that can do that. I tried when I was still playing drums in bands, even though I couldn't sing, just to see if I could possibly do it, and I can't, other than unless it was just the occasional you know.
Yeah, I've never understood how they can do it. Like you say, they're two different timings, and especially being the drummer, because you're the one responsible for keeping everybody else on beat as well. And then if you mess up, the whole band is gonna mess up. Like, and it's just insane the amount of talent some of these musicians have.
No,
So.
these are definitely one of those that are up there in this particular sort of genre. I'm enjoying it so far. Really, really, really enjoying it.
Yeah, we're only 3 minutes in, and like I said, it's a 10-minute song, so you still got a big journey to go on, because they do like to do a lot of switching up and changes, which you will see, and I think you'll like it. So.
Always come too late.
Love that bit. So tired. Coming.
Oh yeah, you guys fucking rock! Thank you so much for this fantastic evening!
Am I just gonna go super epic in a moment?
Okay, before it goes any further, how are you feeling about it right now?
I'm actually really quite surprised, because not because that I'm enjoying it as a whole, because I imagined that I probably would, given, you know, I'm yet to have you recommend something that I'm yet to not like, but normally I really wouldn't go for like this particular sort of thing. It's like that I think I've only featured. I think I've only done a like Nightwish feature like maybe twice, and I know their fans do go a little bit crazy on the old comments, which I'd imagine Epica's fans probably do as well. And it's always really interesting to see their thoughts on my thoughts, because this isn't something that I particularly would generally go into. But I still always like, you know, try and remain as open to as many genres as I possibly can. But I'm really enjoying this so far. I can't even believe we're over 5 minutes into it, because I don't even feel like it's been going that long. So that's really a good sign for me as someone that's probably primarily all about like metalcore, hardcore, and bleh.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I went with Epica instead of Nightwish, is because Epica are genuinely heavier than Nightwish.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
Epica has that harsh male vocalist, whereas Nightwish don't at all. And Nightwish have gone a bit more folky, like in their newest albums. So I don't know if you particularly enjoyed those, but with the Epica, they stay heavy. They are choir heavy in some of their songs. I don't know if you enjoy choirs.
Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
I do too. And that's another thing I love about them, is how they utilize the choir. And I really adore, because for me, growing up, the only thing that would keep me quiet was Disney's Fantasia as a kid. Like my mum would sit me down in front of the TV, the telly, and throw that on VHS, and then she can go do whatever she needed to do, and I would just sit there for hours, and she could rewind it, and I would just sit there. So, you know, that's all classical music. So then when I found my love of rock and then discovered there were symphonic metal bands out there, I was like, what is this heaven? So, you know, this is perfect for me, and it just makes me excited to share it with somebody else like you.
Mm.
So I'm glad you're enjoying it so far.
Definitely do like that they've got like the more heavier edge compared to Nightwish. Nothing wrong with Nightwish, in case any Nightwish fans watching. Feels me that. I Kelly went back into that there.
What did you say then?
I really liked how like there was a slight change there, because there was like two different riffs going on, and then I didn't expect when it jumped into it, and then I was like, oh, I know when it's going to come back in, but then I thought it was going to go back to it, and it didn't, and that was really, really unexpected. I always like when bands do that sort of thing, because as much as it's nice to just know where that next bit is going to be, what feels natural to you, it shows that the band have gone to that extra level to be like, let's completely fool them and do something which they're not expecting, you know, rather than being like, let's just please them. No, I like that they did that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go back just a little bit.
Here we go. Whoa.
And that's why I wanted to show you Consign To Oblivion.
Bloody hell! Like, I totally wasn't ready for that, but I love that. I don't even know how I'd sort of like describe it. The easiest way I can think of that particular vocal is I always imagine like, because it takes a lot for me to get angry. And if somebody like just keeps annoying me and building it up and building it up and building it up, that's what I'd sound like at that speed. And I love that.
Yeah, I like, it is a 10-minute song, but they go through so many changes, and it's like we're on a roller coaster, and it's like you say, we've got 2 minutes left, but it doesn't feel like we've been sat here for 8 minutes.
Not at all.
It just goes, and a lot of their songs are like that. Some are more Mark heavy, like this one. Some don't even have Mark, and they just have Simone and her vocals. And then the one thing about Epica, I will say, that a lot of reactors don't see is that they do a lot of beautiful, calm ballads. So if you ever wanted to listen to one, like if you ever wanted to come back and do another collab with Epica, or just on your own, if you did want to carry on, just hit me up and let me know, and I'll give you some ballads that they have that they just don't get the recognition for. That they're absolutely gorgeous. So
I'm totally down for that.
Yeah. All right, let's go back.
This one really has some sick riffs. Wow.
Merci beaucoup, Paris!
So there you have it, your first initial response to Epica. What are your thoughts?
I'm pretty blown away, to be perfectly honest with you. As I said at the start of this isn't the particular genre that I always seek out, but these guys just they have it on another level. I think the thing is they've got the symphonic element, but I did find elements of like metalcore lead guitar in sections there, because I could almost hear like when I'd normally expect it to come into like a metalcore breakdown or something, but like obviously they don't do that. Then it then goes more. You've got the more symphonic thing that happens. Same thing of band artists that maybe write like there's a drum and bass guy who a producer that loves metal. So instead of it going into a metalcore breakdown, it goes into like the typical like they call it the drop.
Yeah, I know what you mean by that, because I've listened to like. I used to be a big fan of Pendulum, and they do it a lot, and it's Skrillex and all that stuff. So
Yeah, but this just went to a level which I didn't expect, and they've got the perfect balance. And what I really like about it is I mean, all of these band members are all absolutely amazing. Like, I don't think you could probably find them. It's like a magical thing, you know, when you get members that are this good and they continue to work so well together. But I don't feel like anyone is fighting to like have their moment. You know, you've got the moments for the guitar, you've got the moments for the synth, you've got the moments where the drums are absolutely killing it, vocals, then you've also got the male vocals as well. But I can tell that they work so well together because nothing, it feels like that person was like, well, I'm having this bit, so this is it, and everyone just has so much fun doing it, and that really shows when, you know, when you hear of a band that's like, you know, that decided to part, and then you look up the old live videos of before it did, and you can tell that they're really not happy. But you can tell with this band, they love what they're doing. They're amazing at what they do, and it certainly makes me interested to hear a lot more from them. I didn't expect to have to. I didn't have to try and be as open as much as I thought I would. I just liked it, you know.
Yeah, and like I know you said Simone's vocals will take you a little bit of time to get used to, but right at the end there, she did showcase just more contemporary singing rather than her operatic vocals, which, you know, in later albums she's done more so in that. So with Simone, she was inspired by the first lead vocalist of Nightwish, so she went full on opera singing, and as time's gone on, she's like expanded. And I don't know if she's had lessons or anything like that, but she's expanded her knowledge and does different styles. And that's why, you know, she's found her own voice, if you will, rather than, you know, copying somebody else. And
Yeah.
like I say, that for me, there isn't a song I don't like. So the one I was initially going to show you is Victims of Contingency. I can send that to you on a link if you want to check it out by yourself.
Please, yes, do.
And then there's also the other one I was going to choose is called The Obsessive Devotion. That's one of my favorites. Now this one would be from, so when COVID happened, there were a lot of bands that did live streams. Did you see any of them?
I did, yeah. I really liked that bands were doing that. It must have been really hard as well, given that, you know, they're literally just, well, they're basically doing what we do, like,
Yeah.
but just a lens rather than like a ton of people.
Yeah, so Epica did that, and they called it Omega Alive instead of live. So they spent like, I think 3 or 4 days in a studio playing these songs and getting all of this footage, and then they put it all together as a story. And it was probably almost 2 hours long. So that the Obsessive Devotion will come from that. So you'll get to see, it's still a live video, but the sound has been touched up just a little, but it's not been messed with to the point that you think, oh, this is just studio. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just, I think that was the best live stream I saw from any of the bands that I personally saw. It was my favorite. So I'll send you that link too, so you can check that out. But yeah, I adore this band, and I like sharing them with people. It was an absolute pleasure to share them with you and to have you on my channel. If you guys aren't subscribed to FYM, why the hell not? Go ahead over there and subscribe and follow all his socials. Of course, they'll be linked down in my description. Do you have any closing words you want to say?
I just want to say, you know, thank you for having me, as well as, you know, it just being fun to do this. It's really cool outside of the more sort of, I don't know, just doing the whole collab thing. It's always fun to, you know, create these sort of friendships, and, you know, I really do appreciate it. And to every one of the guys who I've interacted as well, you know, whether it's in your live streams or in the Discord, you know, they're all absolute gems. You got a really nice community there, and it's nice to you know, feel part of that. And I think really, if it probably wasn't for, I'm sure it was Borders that, like, maybe originally when I was like, right, let's check out one of her videos, and I was like, this is really good. She's got a cool stank face. Let's check out some more.
Yeah.
But no, I really appreciate you getting me on and you know, sparing the time. So thank you, Tauri. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I thank you, and I appreciate you too. And You are 100% right. You know, this community that I've built is nothing more than amazing. You know, I think I say it too much, but I also don't think I can say it enough. It's just that I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful for their support. And I guess we'll see what this new year is going to bring for the both of us. Like I said, guys, please head on over to FYM and give him a subscribe and watch some of his videos because he's an amazing content creator. But don't forget to like and subscribe to become a Taurian. Speaking of becoming a Taurian, my Discord channel is in the description. We'd absolutely love to have you in the Discord community. And I will see you guys in the next video. Rock on, guys. Bye.